Hello, everyone. Today I have the beautiful Lena here with me today, and she is a Master of Science in Innovation and Entrepreneurship at HEC Paris. She's a multiple startup founder, a healer, a co-founder of the Honeycomb Foundation International, and she is on a beautiful mission that I resonate with so much, so stunning. She's on a mission to help women and to help redistribute wealth on a beautiful mission and bring harmony into the world. Welcome, Lena. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the show. I'm so happy to have you here and share your experiences, share your story, share your journey. Oh, I'm so excited.
Thank you. Thank you for the warm intro. I'm so honored that you've invited me onto your space, and I'm really proud to share my mission and my vision and some of the things that I'm up to. Of course, it's only the beginning of a lot, and the last months of my journey have been really a lot of foundation building, and just, getting the structures in place and seeing how everything flows and is how everything's going to help each other. Basically, all of the projects that I'm on are there to support one another. And also most importantly, that 10% of all sales go into the Honeycomb Foundation, plus whatever else we feel like we should put there. So the bigger mission, of course, is about wealth redistribution and also giving women opportunities, and also anybody who's not received fair opportunities in this life or in our society. So it's about really everything I'm doing is about empowering females to really step into their power and also to gain financial freedom. So, for example, what we do offer at the Honeycomb Foundation, we're still building. So, we're teasering this in. There's going to be a lot of goodies coming, but I just need to do the disclaimer. We're building a resource platform. So essentially, this is a platform where there will be resources such as coaching, healing, meditation, consulting. And we've created some really stern rules. And these rules are to ensure that women get paid adequately and the people that haven't been. So the rules are basically our economy, how we've set it up. So it's a circular economy, and no person that works for the foundation or that's in our directory works for free. They get their full pay. So the way that we do it is we raise funds so that the foundation has enough to pay the people working there, giving the free resources out, their full amount. And then the way that we've set up the program is after some years, the people that have gone through the program, that we ask them to give a donation back, with the assumption that it's worked out for them, that we've helped them get their financial freedom. So that's really the main goal and sort of the whole concept of all of the businesses that I'm working on. So I do work really closely with an oracle. So we take our guidance really divinely. I'm sure you guys know about divine guidance, but we make sure that what we're doing is really, I guess not what godlike would be the word perhaps, but we do make sure that it's guided and that it's a heart and a soul-based business, anything that we're doing. So that's how we know we never go off path, and we're always doing everything with our heart in the right place. I'm also helping with other projects, co-founding, so I try to always keep that vision and that feeling in each business that I work on. Even if I just play a small role, in some cases I play a larger co-founding role, but what I always try to weave that back in and bring those values back into everything that I'm doing. I'm getting a lot of questions lately as well, and people are like, wow, you're doing so many things, like it doesn't make sense, or what's this about? Well, it does make sense. It's just that what I'm doing is a very new way to do things, and what I'm learning to introduce is a new way of living as well. Like you don't need to, of course you can have a strict schedule, but you can still be living in flow and things can be happening easily for you. It doesn't need to be difficult. So I'm trying to sort of encourage that and show that as well. And in just the attitude that I bring into the projects and stuff, you know, especially in the business world, you often have the sort of strict, male aspects. This can be the case, and I don't hate males. I have a huge love for men and women, and I believe that it's all about balancing the masculine and feminine. So I'm not bashing men in any way, but their traditional business structures are, you know, the numbers gentlemen who, you know, they're really very linear and they want to keep everything sort of a certain way. This is not the way that it's going to work in the future. The future is, well, it's definitely more quantum and more 6D and more in higher frequencies. It's more heart-based, it's more soul-based. So I think people will be on board sooner or later, and it's really my mission to share that.
That's beautiful. Wow, wow, wow. I love everything all about that. I love it that you're bringing in aspects of how we are moving, because we did just move into the age of the Aquarius and the planet's shifting, the energy is shifting, and the way we're working is slowly shifting. So I love that you're bringing all of this into people's attention, but you're also giving resources and areas in ways that people didn't have accessibility to earlier, which is so beautiful and so rewarding as well. How did you start the Honeycomb Foundation? Because you're a co-founder as well. How did that idea
Yes.
come about? I love the
Well,
idea so much, and I'm so grateful that there's going to be something like that, especially if everyone is coaching and everyone is getting paid, because that's a lot of things that we all sign up for, like, oh yeah, I'll be a member of this, whatever, and then you're like 2 years down the line, you're like, that was a waste of my time. So it's really beautiful that you're bringing this all together and you're allowing women to really thrive in the areas that they're thriving in, but having those resources and everything coming about. So I'd love to know how you started it, how the idea came about. Tell me more, tell me everything.
yes, well, the original idea, I've actually just been so honored that somebody's invited me to join on their original idea. It's a very lovely lady she works with me on many levels. I'm very, very honored to be walking alongside her. Um, Amanda Jane Elkis Clark is her name. Sure, you'll be seeing more of her soon.
Fabulous.
She'd received the divine download, in fact, when she took a trip to Primrose Hill, which is in London, and this is the key financial center in the UK and one of the main financial centers in the world. And when she was there, she received a vision, in fact, and it was a honeybee. And she was shown that a honeycomb has 6 sides. So the idea of the foundation is that it starts with 6 women. We're to start with the pillars. There are more joining us. We've almost finalized the team. So the first 6. So the way that it works is that those 6 women have to help 6 more women. That's the original idea. However, we're likely going to set it up that those 6 women are also going to be business owners so that they can help even more, as it's going to be the root and the foundation of the entire project. So it's really important that we're working with really responsible ladies who want to grow this massively, because we want this resource to be available to basically any lady in the next years. And we want to make a huge impact. Like, we'd like to help at least 1 billion ladies, and it's going to happen eventually. So yeah, it's all about the beginning and each woman helping 6 women, and then it just continues on and it grows and it grows. And you know, the shape of a hexagon has 6 sides, and that's the honeycomb shape. So that is the original divine download. And I was around 4 months into my master's program, and she told me about this vision, and I was like, oh my goodness. I mean, oh my goddess, actually, is what I meant. And yeah, I was in the aspect where we were in the social entrepreneurship course. So I used that opportunity to build the business model, and I did, and it just felt so right. So we're going with it, and it just keeps growing. And yeah, all the ideas and the businesses around that keep expanding, and we keep getting more divine downloads. So it's really beautiful. We've got a great partnership going. So she really does a lot of the channeling, and I'm really the one who puts the structures in place. So she does work on a really high frequency, and we work in the 6D frequency as well. So it's not always easy for anybody to understand. So what I try to do is bring it into a language that people can know what's going on, because it's really important that it's understood. Yeah.
Love that. Can you tell us a little bit more about the 6D consciousness, the 6D frequency? We've shifted frequencies, we've shifted consciousness. We're moving up into the 5D, 6D, 7, 8D. What is that for anyone that's not familiar with it? How can they reach that? How can they work in it?
Well, you can work in it by scheduling in with me and my business partner. We usually keep around 2 spots open for the right people. We're a little bit picky on who we can work with, as you do have to have done some previous work on yourself. So it's really about, you do have to be aligned in your life, and, you have to be living in a clean manner, and then you can start going into these higher frequencies. So, if you're in a toxic environment with toxic substances and stuff like that, you aren't going to be able to be functioning in the 6D frequency. And if you do, you could just get a bit sick. So you have to do it step by step, and there is work that you need to do on yourself. The 6D frequency, I mean, for example, when we work with our clients, we actually she weaves a container, and we create the frequency before the session starts. So when they come in, they're in that frequency, which is why we're so strict on who we can work with, just because it has to be of benefit for everybody. The 6D frequency feels like very light. It's very fast. It's very easy. It's very clear. It's, of course, very heart-based and very soul-based. Nikola Tesla actually had his factory in the 6D. So I guess he would go into the 6D, into his factory, and come up with all these ideas, and people had no idea what he was doing there. Well, this is about what we're doing as well when you work with us in the container. We've got a little agency, Eggers and Clark, that we do this under. It's very exclusive. We're kind of like the brass, where there's like the brass door opener, and you
Secret society.
Yeah, it's very much like that, and we're not really showcasing who we're working with. It's very discreet, and it's very word of mouth kind of thing. But also, I'm happy to share a little glimpse into our shop window like that. So the frequency, yeah, it's a beautiful one. But also you get things done a lot more quickly. So for example, when we're working on stuff, we're sometimes achieving in a day's work what it takes some people to do 2 or 3 weeks, because we're so clear on the vision, and we're so clear on where we're going, and we're so clear about everything. So it's really quite simple in that way. But of course, then after the sessions are over, you have to rest, and yeah, it's kind of like game off for a bit sometimes. I mean, there's always like one day of the week where, when me and her are working together, that we're like, okay,
we're not doing anything.
Yeah, now we're back in 3D.
No, I
And
totally get that.
yeah.
It's true. I mean, like I work with the 5D, I work with the Akashic records and so much more, and spirits and realms. And yeah, some days that I'm just like so exhausted. I'm like, I don't want to speak to humans. I don't want to do anything. I need to just ground myself and be inside of myself. You
Absolutely.
said a little glimpse. I would love to know a little glimpse of how you guys go in within your program, within your structure. Just like you said, you could do it within a day, like just a quick little glimpse. Obviously, don't give away too much, just to give us a little bit of an idea of, because I'm interested. Like that sounds so amazing. And I'm sure so many of their listeners would be so interested in what exactly it is that you guys are doing and what kind of transformations can come out of it as well.
Yeah. So we start with something very simple. I mean, we use a multitude of different skills in the sessions. Of course, I have the business background, right? And of course, with the innovation entrepreneurship degree almost done. Well, not quite. I've got like 6 months left, but I've considered it done
Almost.
because it's already done for me for sure. I know that. But we work with the healing modalities, and we also use psychic abilities. So basically, we can tap into frequencies that are around the person that we're working with as well, and also the color frequencies of the business and such are analyzed if they're already working on a business. So, and just because a business is also an energy form, right? It's not always what people think it is. And so just like the human is an energy form, so is the business. So we're really looking at that. And really getting to the root of things. So the first step is really firstly the inner work. Okay, so what do we need to clear, and what do they need to do to align? So that's really kind of the first step. And then we, at the beginning, we just do an analysis and look what's happening and look into the deeper reasons of things and do some deep clearing and healing to start with. And then following that, when that's clear and everything's aligned and it's on the right path, then we help to build, right? And this is where the structures come in place. And the thing is, once you've really done the inner work and the healing on yourself, the ideas you come up with and the results that you get are way more powerful, and it just happens really effortlessly. Sorry, there's my phone. Yeah, so it's very effortless. Yeah.
It's divinely guided at that point, because you're already tapping into those frequencies. You're already tapping into the divine. So like your ideas, you're like, boom, 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 boom. You're like, where did this come from? The divine.
For sure.
That is amazing. I love absolutely everything about that.
Yeah.
Do you have any tips for how people can tap into those frequencies on their own and start clearing their own limiting beliefs, start clearing all of their own gunk, work on themselves in order to transform and become these beautiful versions of themselves?
Yeah, well, I've got I've also got my own 3-part program called Finding Your Fuck Yes. And sorry for swearing, but it really gets to the root. And we kind of do the same methodology when I work with my partner as well, in Eggers and Clark. But what we do is it's the inner work, right? And then the environment, your outer work, like your home, feng shui, what are you wearing? Are you comfortable? And then the building work. So there's kind of 3 steps. First step, as mentioned, I really recommend just very clean eating to start, and a daily energy clearing practice that happens in the morning and in the evening. You can use light language and stuff like that. There's loads of stuff you can find online for free. I also really love Abigail Wainwright. She's got some really nice, powerful, light language meditations that work. But yeah, I really recommend to do an energy clearings morning and evening, and then just clearing your environment and clearing the way that you eat, what you consume, the people you're around, how you spend your time, Yeah, of course, it's always great to get a head start on the day. So going to bed early, yeah, this is really the roots, the foundation of how to start. And tips is start there. Don't get ahead of yourself. Don't start being like, well, I've got all these ideas, because your ideas are going to shift so much. Even what you find visually attractive shifts so quickly when you're in flow and when you're in the divine. You end up saving yourself loads of time. So really just do the inner work, do the healing, do the meditation, book yourself a session with a healer and get yourself sorted out, and then do the business parts after, right? Like, this is how I see that aspect. Because anybody can, slap together a business plan, but we're in a time where things are changing, right? So it's not what worked before. The formulas that worked before aren't working anymore. It's required that you step up and then you do the inner work first. So I hope that's a good enough tip.
Yeah, that's for sure. It doesn't really, we need to start as a collective. Stop like just doing, which is a very masculine energy, like doing, doing, doing. I have all of these ideas. I need to do all of them. But actually start being, start embodying those energies, start embodying those ideas. Like, why am I feeling this? Why am I going through this? So that's a fabulous tip. Thank you so much, Lena. Where can people find you? Where can they know about more about the Honeycomb Foundation and all these other great things that you're doing? Tell me, how can we be connected with you?
Yeah, there's a few ways you can connect. I'm a little bit exclusive on a few things yet, but we're letting you into the Honeycomb Foundation already. So we're on Facebook and Instagram so far. So our URL on Facebook is the Honeycomb Foundation _International. Of course, if you want to look me up on my Facebook profile, I'm pretty open there. My URL is Loving My Unicorn. That's an intentional joke because we know that a unicorn is also a business which performs well. And of course, I want that to happen because I want to be able to feed more into the Honeycomb Foundation, into the bigger project of wealth redistribution. So yeah, Loving My Unicorn URL you can check, and yeah, the Honeycomb Foundation International, you can find us there online, and we're going live with the platform in the next 4 weeks. So it's going to be juicy. So we'll keep you tuned there. So if you want to follow along, that's where we're started. Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Lena. Thank you so much for your time as well. That was beautiful.
I'm so
I think
grateful.
many people are going to walk away with so many golden nuggets, so many great tips, and I'm sure they're going to want to work with you because that's just amazing. I love your purpose. I love your mission.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank your partner as well.
Yeah, she's amazing.
Beautiful.
Well, without Amanda, this would not be happening.
Yeah.
We're really a team. So
thank you so much, Lena.
Thank you. I'm so grateful.
Are you tired of hustling and chasing after your dream clients? Well, I've got the solution for you. This free workshop will reveal a simple way to magnetize your business and easily attract clients into your energy field, because attracting business growth should be fun. To watch the free workshop, go to aniahalama.com/attract-not-chase.